Get to it.
Let's go.
Left. Ooh, okay. They got a nasty setup, like on the above.
Okay.
Did I miss the composition? Did you not hit tab? Oh, there it is. 4-stack. Ooh, you got a 4-stack rolling. Not the greatest tank combo, but it is Gibraltar, so it's remotely acceptable. Gibraltar is almost the only map where it's okay to have a diva comboed with a shield tank, because you can have a frontal pressure and a high ground contest. Anna's not going to have much protection here. So basically these two are going to have to play together, but they probably won't because it's solo queue. And then Anna will heal, not the Pharah, Anna will heal the Orisa and the diva, while you should pretty much stay glued to Pharah. So that's more or less your win condition. Increase Pharah's effectiveness to the maximum while allowing your main line in order to be sustained through Anna. So the more you're healing the main tanks, the worse you are. You need to be damage boosting Pharah and almost sticking to her exclusively. So if I become a sub, how do I submit myself to your rage? It's in the subscriber chat on Discord. You have to be a sub and then join the Discord.
Let's go.
So stick with Pharah, blue beam Pharah, and follow her. Good.
Left.
Good.
Okay. They got a nasty setup. Like
Good start. Good
above.
start. Stay with the Pharah. Why are you your Orisa so passive here? You guys aren't even touching the payload. You're moving like an inch near the payload and be like, don't touch it. Just kidding, don't touch it. Right? You're just standing here spamming. Just move the payload. The fuck? This isn't really your fault since you're Mercy, but you could tell your team, hey, how about we actually move the fucking payload, you mouth breathers? Hey, look, you're actually touching it now.
Tracer right side.
One of the ways that I really like to play Pharmecy is to shot call for my Pharah. My Pharah is going to tunnel vision on attacking whatever we're attacking, and while she's attacking that, I like to be kind of putting my head on a swivel, looking around, finding the next target for Pharah to attack. But your Pharah is playing basically ground Pharah, playing Junkrat, but the projectiles are linear instead of arcing. So encourage your Pharah to be aggressive and be like, hey, go there, or just see a target, and they will normally listen to you. Especially if it's a Pharah you're queuing with.
Keep on.
Do you think stat tracking apps like Oversumo can help you improve in any way? No.
Come to point for heals.
Stat tracking apps should be for academic interests only.
Okay, can you fall back, Valk?
If you play with this Pharah before, and this isn't just some rando that you've picked up with, you guys need to talk about how you're going to function as a pair. Your Pharah is way too passive. You are more aggressive than your Pharah on Mercy. This is a problem. You need to talk about how you're going to be synergizing, especially if you're playing as a stack. Your Pharah is going to hold you back. She's chaining you to the ground. One of the main benefits of Pharah is that your Mercy is never near the ground and never in any danger other than the high noon advisor.
Yeah. You're probably going to die. I'm going to die too. We didn't push him with Falcon. We got to follow him in because he was pushing payload and they were just killing everybody behind.
Damn it. Oh, no.
And you're dead. Okay. You just gotta wait. Hold on, pull back if you can. They know you're there, Thomas, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start moving.
Your Orisa is also way too passive.
Now. They're just coming out.
So this is, yes, like, keeping Anna alive should be a priority,
Let's go up top.
but you
Right
need to be
side.
with your
Up
Pharah.
top, right side.
Thank you.
Okay, they're gonna try and kill us in here with the tracer.
YouTube subscriptions. Yikes.
I got their Zenyatta.
Nice. Good picks. Push in.
Diva's almost dead.
Please stop. No, stop, please, dear God. Mute. If I can just remove that entirely, will it stop? I don't have OBS running. I'm just going to remove Streamlabs from this profile and hope that that stops the notifications. So if you sub, I'll have to just call it out manually, because fuck listening to that sub noise all fucking...
Oh, D.Va's so low.
Behind us. Pop it out.
Somebody sleeping at the bottom.
Right, heart's on point.
Zenyatta behind, Zenyatta behind.
I might die here. Yep, okay. Oh my
Break a
god.
shield, break a shield.
No, both your healers are dead, and your Pharah up top. We should've
You
been
got
back
fucked by
down to
Goku.
Payload. We shouldn't have been up top. We should have pushed
Yeah,
him after we,
It was just like trying to knock out the D.Va. I think we're okay.
I can't really comment on your shot calling, because since you're not using the in-game mic, I don't know who's talking and if it's you. So if you are going to be doing this, and recording a VOD where you're talking in Discord instead of in-game chat, please use the Discord overlay so I can see who's talking.
Okay, still low.
I don't know who in your stack is doing these shot calls. I didn't find a very easy way to disconnect YouTube.
That was unfortunate.
Don't, no.
Oh shit, oh shit. Give me back, give me back. Ooh, okay.
You should have been able to realize that that soldier was
I have
actively
my ult, by the
visoring.
way.
Nice, he shattered into shield, that's a huge advantage. Your Orisa kind of fucked up the,
No.
No.
your Orisa shouldn't have supercharged there. It, you know, her supercharger was in
gotta
too high a risk of actually dying.
pull back if you can. Oh, okay.
Feel the mercy. Move it. I think I'm gonna swap.
Do they also have a stack? They might be smurfing here.
Alright, took that, but okay.
Then again, you are diamond, and you're playing like a gold.
Okay.
For a second, I thought this was gold, but I realized this is actually
Nice amount
diamond,
they had up there.
and the enemy is playing like diamonds, and you're playing like golds.
Up
So,
top, up top. Shoot, I don't know what that's called, but...
yikes.
Yeah, it's fine. I know where he is.
Risky reses.
Okay. Okay.
Right behind us.
I'm healing it, but that's it. Okay, we have 40
Do you still have Pharah, or did your Pharah switch?
seconds.
Who is your second DPS right now? No, it's still
pull back.
Pharah, so you're taking Anna's job. Yes, Anna died, but that should trigger a
Wait for everybody
regroup,
else, we
right?
have one more push.
So you started with your Pharah, but now you've more or less
We don't have
ignored
time to
her.
switch, dude, just keep going.
So Anna's gonna push the ground and keep them healed from farther back, and you need to be with the Pharah.
I melt.
Hey, we got the pick on soldier.
Okay,
Pharah got a kill without you, which is pretty impressive.
oh, it's perfect.
Huge
Oh, I
charge.
like it.
That
Let's
Rhine
go,
is a
let's go, let's
god.
go.
Fucking welcome, Andrew.
That was a really good play. Come on, let's keep going.
That was honestly a fantastic play.
Tracer dead.
Good.
You're botting out. You are currently a bursted mercy. Although you did save that Hanzo, that's pretty cool. So did you switch? You switched to McCree to Hanzo, so you've lost McCree and you've gained
What have we got?
Hanzo. Interesting. Not the worst thing ever. They have a D.Va, so that'll be, as well as scattering or headshot Rhines between fire strikes will be good.
Let's go.
Not the worst decision
He
ever.
had a shield.
We're on top. Let's just keep pushing.
Is that a Sombra I see? Bad side being they do have a Tracer, so unless your Hanzo's good at killing Tracer, it's going to be a struggle for you to actually do this. This will inspire a
No, fuck, you
Valkyrie.
don't want to do that.
No, you're dead.
Okay, well, it fucking popped moth, bitch. Nope, okay. Ah, fuck. Almost. Oh, good.
So the only reason you died there is because you didn't pop Valkyrie to res the first guy, and I think your frustration showed that, you recognize it was a mistake not to Valkyrie there. So you either wanted to call the regroup immediately if you didn't want to blow res there, because if you're tracking the enemy soldiers, you should know that they have Visor and are going to use it if you Valkyrie. So you have to Valkyrie, do a double res, and immediately take cover. Or, who are your tanks? You have a D.Va, don't you? Or you need to call for your D.Va to attack the soldier so that you can Valk safely. And you can, chain heal your D.Va when she attacks the soldier so she's not in any danger. So a little bit of forethought about before the necessity to Valk arises, you need to be planning these things in advance so that your decision is automatic. Yeah, I feel like that was the case. Good news being you taking position in the area you did actually forced the soldier to feed. He had to give up the high ground. They Valked, which should be a regroup. You should call a regroup.
Pull back if you need to.
Pull back if you need to? No. Not pull back if you need to. Get the fuck back! Like, regroup, back. They're Valking, get out. Don't, if you need to. No. If you're gonna shot call, you tell people what to do. You don't let them think for themselves. You tell them what needs to happen. And a switch to Lucio with Pharah still. That's a big yikes. The reason why you don't want Lucio Mercy is A, it's not a Zenyatta, so you don't have Discord, and B, your nice barrage from Pharah.
Okay.
You're gonna bot res this, aren't you?
Reinhardt's behind you.
Nope. Okay. Yep, there we go.
Oh, got him.
You knew he was there! But yeah, Lucio doesn't provide as much peels as much utility as Zenyatta does with his Discord. And also the main role of Lucio is to keep main support alive, but you have a fucking Pharah that you can fly to, so you've got the very weird conflict in your composition. You kind of want to stay with your Pharah, but your Lucio's kind of protect you, so you kind of want to stay on the ground. It's all very useless. Very useless. You are
Good job.
not
Oh my God,
contributing
what
to
clear.
this victory so far.
Okay.
I had to one-on-one both the soldier and the Ana. It was scary.
Oh, we got this. We got this. Let's go.
That's gonna be a yikes for me, dog. You're still streaming? Yeah, 9 hours and 46 minutes later, still streaming. How you doing, Jern? Welcome back.
By yourself. Yep. You were nowhere
He's
near
speeding
anybody
up
else.
the adrenaline.
Okay.
I have my ult again.
Get some distance here. Oh, watch out! This Tracer may be trying to pulse bomb.
I had Valk right here.
You are by yourself, Falcon.
Yeah. I was, didn't pin him.
This is where good support players can make the difference, because you can predict that the Reinhardt is going off into Narnia and is going to take a fuck ton of damage. So instead of being like, hey Reinhardt, I see that you charged into your imminent death. Good luck with that. I am going to enjoy watching you die. Or a good Mercy player who wasn't a fucking bot would be like, hey guys, our Ryan has charged in and has decided to make space using creative and alternative means. I'm going to press Q so that you guys can go forward and fucking save him. Difference between a good Mercy and a bot Mercy.
Against the wall.
I mostly main Pharah, but am I a dick to ask for Mercy to stick to me more than the rest of the team? No. No. Provided there's a second heals on the ground, I feel like I need to find a Mercy to queue with, because most in Plat don't know how to play with a Pharah, or just give up on maining Pharah. Nope. Either find a person that you become very good with working in a duo, or be very demanding and clear with what you want. And as a Pharah player, if your style of Pharah is Pharmecy specifically, which is very common, then you should demand a Mercy. And if people don't follow your direction, and you don't get your Mercy, then I would probably switch off. But no, it is perfectly reasonable for a Pharah to ask for a Mercy. And to ask for that Mercy to stick with you. Stream's been pretty good. We almost hit 200. We almost hit 200 with the host. We got up to 186, I think. But we didn't quite hit 200 yet. And I want to hit 200 organically, so I'm hoping for 200 tomorrow. Yeah, it's Healthy Hanzo. How you doing, bud? I didn't stream until like a month and a half ago. Welcome to the stream, friend. Did you ever make it to GM on your Hanzo only account?
Oh, I slid off it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the problem. I didn't want to go as far as I did. And
I'm not that hype.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this Tracer's gonna be after me.
At any point during this fight, you could have Valked to win it.
Would you tell me when you're going to use it so I can try to get
Yeah.
it off?
And you just elected not to? Your Hanzo's out of position and separated. He's in a dangerous place to Valk, so you don't want to Valk and res people who are indoors. Even then, though, you could probably get away with it. You could have Valked at any point during the last 40 seconds to win this team fight.
Oh, shit, the D.Va's behind as well.
Okay.
He was almost
Shield,
down.
shield. Okay, we're good.
Nice damage boosting while people have barrier. That's really
Oh,
good.
shit.
Really good. You could
do,
even be a little bit
nice,
more
nice.
on the blue beam because you have 2 reses still. So if somebody drops, you can just res them back up. Nice dodging the fire strike.
Oh no, that's right. Okay.
Ulting. I'm gonna ult
You
right
healed
now.
a little bit. With the other really big upside about using your damage instead of your heal is if your Valk ends and your entire team is at like half health, you can just top them all up for extra ult charge.
Go.
You're in the middle of the fight. You're in the middle of this insane team fight. Please be on the edge, pocketing in DPS or something. Please do not be in the center of a team fight like this.
Oh, nice job, hon.
You're dead. Oh, the payload zoned out the bomb radius.
She's last one, she's last.
Pull out your fucking pistol. Jesus Christ. It's just a tracer.
Murder people.
You can 1v1 tracers, for God's sake.
Nice.
Oh boy, if you had lost that because you didn't pull out your pistol to shoot in the general direction of the tracer, I would have been tilted on behalf of your team. So far, your impact on this team has been a big solid 0. At least you were a little health pack, though.
I was inconsistent as fuck that game.
Valkyrie is 100% more of a tempo ult.
Or that round or whatever. I was either like hitting the soldier and killing him like from like across the map, or I was whipping 5 shots in a row on the fucking Mercy.
Hey man.
And especially since you're Diamond, performance-based SR isn't even a thing anymore. No! How in the fuck is Streamlabs still playing? I literally removed it from my OBS scene. How, did you guys hear that? Or was it just me?
Hey, if you didn't want to play DPS,
How the... Did you guys hear that subscription notification? Or was it just me? How in the fuck is Streamlabs still playing? How? Where is the sub sound coming from? This makes no sense. I give up. Streamlabs has taken over my computer. What the fuck?
what would you?
Oh, yeah. By the way, Silver Upper? Silver E Up? I can't pronounce your name. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're learning lots. Welcome to the Elo Hunters. Make sure that you join. The words are hard. Free! But no, just kidding. Oh, it was a free Prime sub. Anyway, thank you so much for your support. Let's get back to the VOD review. The second OBS on your gaming PC? I'm not using a copy of OBS on my gaming PC right now.
Because we're taking out tank.
Ufer. Silver Ufer? Silver Ufer? Yeah, I guess Silver Ufer.
Taking healer slots, so just let us know.
Yeah, you guys play whatever.
Silver Ufer. What does Ufer mean?
You alright? Okay.
Hey, Sergeant, what are you thinking?
No, it's closed. It's closed and disabled. It's not even a source on OBS anymore. Almost 10-hour stream? Almost 7 more minutes to go until 10 hours.
Okay.
It's not AFK.
At least it's Gibraltar, but we're still playing Ana on defense. We're playing double primary healer with Ana on defense and no more Pharah. At this point, your comp is throwing.
Fuck. That works, yeah.
Where do you...
He kicked ass.
Euphor, as in the euphorium, the instrument. Hey, I played the saxophone. Nice to see another bandy in here.
Plus, you comboed really well with the Reinhardt, so you're all good.
You go.
Justify the
Yeah, Dur. Streamlabs is an OBS source. Don't actually have it open on your computer. What are you, a bronze tier streamer? Rookie. Much better position would be on the high ground box to your left instead of the location you're currently holding.
Push him left side.
Yeah, you have to use it as a browser source.
I'm going down, I'm going down.
First time.
Probably a bit early to pull out your pistol when there's other people who can kill the tracer. Yikes! Oh, that's unfortunate that Helix got you. You very much favor being in the middle of team fights way too much. You want to be on the edge of it, and if you get attacked, you want to have your Lucio or your Ana or one of your DPS protecting you. You don't want to be in the middle of the team fight like you always are. So your positioning is pretty meh.
Zarya was on me.
Oh.
Yeah, the emote's live, and more to come soon. Are you fucking kidding me? That Helix, 200 IQ.
Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This is Zarya and Reinhardt to your left.
I cannot.
Get fucked, nerd.
Stop it, just die. You have to, yeah, you can't even push in this round because you're still alive. Just die.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. You just had to kill yourself there. It was no.
I
use
had
fighting.
no way to kill myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should be calling back. They're gonna, if they're smart, they're gonna pressure you and stagger you. You need to be running away, and you need to be telling your team to run away. There's 4 of you. There's 6 of them. You're staggered. Your diva's gonna get out of mech. That's gonna force the stagger to be even longer. The only thing you are doing by healing this diva right now is feeding ult charge, unless you save her, which you did. Okay, I was not expecting that.
Nice.
Good job. I thought for sure you were just gonna get that diva killed and have fed 200 or 300 extra ult charge.
Nice.
You're in there by yourself. I can't heal you.
You're in there by yourself, then how about you go in there? Or ask for somebody to peek on the high ground. This is the difference between doing a shot call that just informs and doing a shot call that inspires action. So if you want to get up there, say the name of the person closest to the door. So if it's Hanzo, you say, Hanzo, peek. And he will peek, you'll fly to him, you'll heal them. Don't just inform people of arbitrary shit that they have no control over.
You alright, Falcon?
Your Reinhardt's actually a pretty good player.
Hey, Hanzo, peek so I can jump to you.
Look at you! My hands are being cut off by the green screen. Look at you! You did it. You did it.
Tracer asleep, charger if you can.
Where?
Oh, okay.
That pin was dope!
Yeah, with Thomas. Back in, back.
Backing up, I'm backing up.
Okay.
I don't know. I would have kept going, honestly. You just got kills. You had at least 10 more seconds before they started to regroup with their team. You could have pushed and then retreated. He is good because he's pressing W. You're not wrong. Also, this location, some people might think this is too aggressive a location to hold, but these 4 tiny-ass doors on Gibraltar are some of the best chokes to actually hold. So this is actually a really good place to hold. This is a loss game? You're getting carried so hard. How on earth do you lose this game? You have Valk. Don't you have a fuck ton of other ultimates? How do you even lose this fight? What happens for you to lose this position? You're holding this so well. Like, your Ana's down there like a dumbass. Charge misses. His counter charger. Your Reinhardt is really quite good. Your damage boosting, perfect.
Nice.
That Ryan's gonna be fucked. You do give up your high ground, but you can very easily... How do you lose this? What happens for you to lose this fight? Or this game?
I just was sleeping.
How? You've got double projectile spam, good tank composition for Gibraltar. Your Ana's really the only weakness here, so unless you fuck up your Valkyrie... Your team is doing... You're giving up the high ground too, but... Because you don't need to be down here. The Ana's down here. You need to be on the high ground, damage boosting either your hands or your Junkrat. Your Ana doesn't need heals! Hanzo peek?
Yeah, right.
Hanzo peek? 2 fucking words!
He solo ulted me.
There's the Valkyrie from the opponent. You immediately get up there just to jump off again. The Ana had it. The Ana was fine.
You're by yourself. No heals
Please.
right now.
Please.
Yeah, I'm trying to break through.
Please get out of here.
Reaper behind, Reaper behind.
There's no. No, you did not need Valk there.
Back up, back up, back up.
I like that you resisted rezzing the Hanzo though. Nice pin.
Ulting.
Get your best self. Pull back if you can. Yeah. Okay.
How do you lose this? You still managed to hold. How do you lose this game? Your team is playing so well. You're not. Your Ana's not. The 2 supports here are the weakness in the composition. How did you lose this game?
Remember to call if you need heals, Thomas.
Yeah, you. Reaper's not behind us, actually.
Oh, they were 6v5? Did a player leave?
Up top, 2 people.
Okay.
I should have charged him. Actually, no, I shouldn't have.
That would make sense. Yeah, you need to be more blue beam on your DPS during poke and regroup phases.
Nice. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. The fucking payload blocked me. God damn it.
You're still doing okay, though. Like, your positioning is trash. You need to be on the high ground. And during poke and pressure phases, you need to be blue beaming your supports a lot. Because before the team fight engages, the purpose of the poke phase is to reduce the amount of health and resources that the opponent has. That's unfortunate. You've got 3 down, so you need to really be running away.
Okay. I'm out of my neck.
So, the 2 things that you should have done here is stop trying to run away. You're going to die, okay? You're going to get staggered here. And when was the team fight lost? Let's see how badly you get staggered. So, we're on the payload here. We step off the payload. Here, okay, 46 seconds, or 16:55,
I thought I had Falcon with
and
me, I'm
you
sorry.
get staggered.
Okay. I'm out of my neck.
I'll Valkyrie if you can, Matt.
Nope.
Don't.
Oh, okay.
You get staggered there, but I think the Reinhardt's also going to get staggered, isn't he?
Oh, I got
Does the Reinhardt die? Okay, so the Reinhardt just died here. So this is like 20 seconds of stagger. So if you had died on the payload where it was, like let's look at Gibraltar, okay? So these are where the 4 doors are on Gibraltar, and then the payload has to go here, 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 and here. So the payload itself was here, moving in this direction up the corner. And this is where the stagger began, okay? So if you and Reinhardt, instead of backing up like cowardly bitches, you'd lost the team fight anyway, right? But when you lose a team fight, you want a clean reset. So if you had, instead of walking forward and then died 20 seconds later, walked forward and fought like men until you died on the payload, then when you died, and only when you died, would the payload have started to move. And instead, you would have had a recontest when the payload was here. But the payload, instead of being here when you are able to recontest, is already here. And so by the time you're able to recontest, the payload will have already been capped. So you lose Streets phase, not because you're playing poorly, but because of your payload management. Because you tried to regroup and reset when it was impossible to do so, instead of dying on the point and then resetting. Does this make sense? Or are there questions about this? Yes, Jern did call it. Stagger City incoming.
Moira's been revived. Moira's been rest.
No. Oh, okay, actually. Just contest.
No.
Contest.
Oh, come on. Let me get there.
No.
Nope. I just
No,
wasted
damn
Valkyrie.
it.
Okay. That's all good.
Do you really need to explain to me, or do you need me to explain to you why that was bad?
You're by yourself, Thomas, again.
I'm trying to come back, I know. Goddamn.
Okay, we can hold him here. We got this.
Hey, at least they wasted Reaper ult.
Good.
Oh,
Let's get moved off the point.
Yeah.
Okay, we got this.
Okay, I'm trying to heal you, but they're gonna come around.
Yeah.
The Diva's gonna get staggered. Wow.
Damn it.
Jern really did guess it. This is 100%
They're
Stagger
holding us in
City.
spawn. Go to the other side. Just leave.
Alright.
Just don't touch it.
Your Anna's? What is your Anna doing? No.
Well-
Oh, this is chaos. I can't watch. This is painful.
That was not exactly who I was aiming for.
I have my ults ready.
Oh, this is so painful. Not only are you staggering,
Oh,
but
but
you're
it's
wasting
in
ultimates. Look where the payload is. Look where the payload is. Look where the payload is. No.
Damn, no one. Fuck.
No.
That's it. Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh well. Yeah, we almost held him that second point. How does this work? Okay. We just gotta push farther than they do. Easy.
Your explanation of payload management is brilliant, but how do you realize that without being a fourth person observer like you are right now? The shot caller is the person in charge of payload management, and he makes those calls and the team follows them. The reason why I'm going to jerk myself off and be a narcissist for a while, the reason why I am a good support player and teams like having me as their support player shot caller is because I do shit like this. I'm not the best mechanical Mercy ever in the world. I keep track of shit like this, and this is why I am good on teams. This is what the shot caller keeps track of and manages. Payload management, fight management, ult tracking and management, maintaining ult economy. This is what a shot caller prevents. So yeah, This is high level stuff. Like, you're only gonna the only people who are good at payload management, ult tracking, ult academy, shot calling, all these. The only people who are good at that are grandmaster. There's some decent attempts happening in masters, but until you're grandmaster, this stuff isn't gonna show up. But once you start doing this, this is where the game actually starts to become interesting. I suppose when you queue as a 3-stack, you need to have shot calling, but how do you get away with that in solo queue? Making calls. Most of the people in Grandmaster also play on teams, so they recognize what to do, and they've seen these tactics and these maneuvers before. Did Jayne just that he's good? I remember that you once said to get the most out of Valk, basically 2 reses and at least 2 kills. Is it better to Valk offensively and res those who did during the push instead of resing 1-2 that just died in brute force of push? Unless you're on 2 CP defense, yes. I don't know. Like I have shit mechanics, right? I can't click on heads worth crap. But I will toot my own horn and say I'm a fantastic shot caller. That is by far my strength in this game, is shot calling. By far, my largest strength in this game is shot calling. This is shit I do. In-game, out-of-game, coaching, scrimming. This is what I do. That was 2 full phases. Okay, that was your attack and defense. So, you were playing so well, and then you gave up half of second, or half of streets phase, and all of third because of your staggering. That is atrocious. So that could be corrected by shot calling. You know, on the second point during streets phase, go on the payload and die so we can reset before they push for distance. And on the third point, when you guys respawned and they capped and moved it, then you need to jump off the clit and reset in far spawn. Don't ult, don't push out till Raz 6. You're Ana going out and then dying, but right before she died, nanoing you, so you got no value out of nano, and then you died because you followed your Ana's lead. That was hard to watch. This game was winnable. This game was 100% winnable, and you threw. You threw so hard you broke the fucking sound barrier with that throw. That is painful to watch. Painful to watch. So, yeah, this is where shot calling would really win the day. And it's games like this that I can hard carry, not by fragging, but by making sure that my team never gives up a 1.5 for fucking free. Okay.